I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hello, welcome to the home of the Ghost Owl. And yes, it's Saturday. We're going to be continuing our Last Epoch playthrough. We're going to be doing our Acolyte Lich to the end of the campaign. If we manage to get that done, then we're going to go down the path of Sentinel and try out a Void Knight. So, without further ado, let's go into our game. Currently level 28. And we're going down the path of, like, spreading plague stuff, basically. That's what we're doing. We're doing Wandering Spirits and with the Reaper form, and then Spirit Plague. And what we're waiting to get is we're waiting to get the Aura of Decay and the Death Seal. So, right, let's see where we are. Okay. Remember our buttons. We're at the Outcast Camp. Is this where I want to be? No. Marshal Meister Wu is on board. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Playing a bit of Last Epoch while waiting for new release stuff. So, going to play some more Last Epoch tomorrow. Going to play Atomfall, which releases on Monday. So on Monday we're playing Atomfall and probably play that a little bit during the week. And then obviously waiting for the PoE 2 release and the Last Epoch one. So you've gotten miles better at PoE now. I still need to play PoE 1 as well. I do want to give that a go, but again, not enough time, right? Not enough time. Here we go. Get that up. But I'm really enjoying Last Epoch. I'm not going to lie. I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. It is really fun. You making your own builds from scratch? Yeah, I think sometimes that's part of the good part of the game though, right? It's nice to do that. I guess it depends on how comfortable you are with ARPGs. You know, for me, I'm not that comfortable with ARPGs still, so if you've played a lot of ARPGs, there's some inherent knowledge there, right? Pick up some of that gore. It's a bit hard though. Well, yeah, so PoE 1, my understanding is that's one of the most difficult games to play, right? In terms of its complexity. You've got like 1k hours, so not the hardest. PoE 1 super complex, but can't build craft on that. Okay. I definitely find out of all the games so far, I find Last Epoch would be the one that I would say is the easiest to do your own building on. Because it's just very intuitive. I like the way it's done. It's for someone that's not experienced with ARPGs, this is very intuitive. Oh, I need a crest. Okay. You know, this is from a ARPG noob, right? So when you've got someone like me who doesn't really know anything about ARPGs other than what little PoE 2 I've played, from a noob, this is definitely a game where I think it's been the easiest to pick up so far, without a doubt. PoE is pretty hard to pick up. Yeah, I do want to give it a go, but I think I might wait until I'm, one, got a bit more time, and two, I've got a bit more experience in ARPGs. So... okay. Is there anything particularly you're waiting for from the PoE 2 new release, or is this, are you really looking forward to the new class or ascendancies? I have to say I'm loving this build.
It eludes me.
It's a very intimidating game. If it wasn't your first ARPG and you knew what others were like, you'd have swapped. Yeah, fortunately right now there's quite a bit of choice right out there. Looking to more build variety. Yeah, so in terms of build variety, here's something I was like thinking about is, if you're not going for speed runs and ladders and stuff like that, what's the benefit of min-maxing? Like, I get it if you're looking to be like in a competitive speedrun environment, but what does it matter in terms of the min-max if you're playing the game for fun? Because if you're just playing the game for fun, bearing in mind, like, the end of the game is like what? Basically mapping, getting the best loot and everything else. Yeah, I get that you want to clear those areas reasonably fast, but I'm sure there's quite a few builds that can do that without being min-maxed, right? So I'm just like thinking, like, for myself, going, what's the point in doing the meta thing? You've been doing tanky builds. There's no benefit. You always say the best build is the one. Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. Like there are clearly people that are playing the game at a very high level that are trying to compete and do ultra speed runs and all of that. And that I absolutely get, right? I completely get that. But I was just thinking, like, you know, where's the actual benefit if you're just playing for fun? And I couldn't really find one. There wasn't really anything where it said, like, oh, well, I mean, if you're struggling with a boss, then I would, you know, say, okay, this boss can only be beaten with a min-max build. But from what I understand, that's not the case. The min-maxing is more about being able to do things quicker and clear the map quicker and all that sort of stuff. That's what I understand, anyway. Could be wrong, because I haven't really played up to that level.
Eludes me.
Yeah, this builds so much faster with the buffs we've got. The meta builds also do get the best loot. Is that just because of the pure amount of times you have to run the map, though? Is that why they get the best loot? Is it purely that? PoE 1, you need a good min-max build or you literally can't do the best stuff. Higher tier endgame bosses solo. Okay, well there you go. So that makes sense, right? That I understand. Because for me, that's like doing a WoW boss, for example. Like, you're not going to beat the top WoW bosses in most cases unless you've got a group of min-max people, right? Certainly not when you're doing like the hard modes and the challenge modes and, you know, all of that type of thing. So that I get. But you can trade for the best stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a good farming route, I guess you can do that. Is everything tradable? Is there any stuff that is not? I haven't played PoE 1, so I don't know. Okay. All tradable besides gold. Okay.
Death will not take me. Impossible. It eludes me.
The one thing I need to get is more leech. I need to get more leech damage so that I can keep my Reaper form up longer. Because when I'm in Reaper form, it's definitely strong, right? Okay, so we've got to come round. Yeah, so if you can trade for everything, then you've still got that opportunity, right? Ooh, gloves.
Impossible. Your death has come.
Okay.
Impossible.
Give me my Reaper form. There we go. A lot of people who talk about PoE talk about it because it's a super crazy hardcore game, but realistically it's not super hard like some of the best. You don't need to do everything. The best, you don't need to be able to do the best stuff. You'll still enjoy the game. It's just a game with a lot of end game. Well, I mean that's a good thing, right? Because then you can play the game how you want. You can either play the game super hardcore, or you can play the game casual. And for me, games that offer that amount of flexibility, I like. I really like games where where the people who are ultra hardcore, they can play ultra hardcore, and the people that can play casual and still have a lot of fun. Can still do. They don't even have to be able to do all the content, right? They have to be able to do. Like you can do like 90% of the game by playing casual. I think that's fine, right? Defeat the Imperial Commander. Right, here we go.
Impossible.
Wow. Man, I'm stuck. Why can't I move? I had this issue before. Why am I stuck again?
Impossible.
Huh. For some reason, we keep getting stuck in place. I don't know why. And also, it's reset my controls. Why did it do that? Change input keys. We got rid of... Oh, piss off. Literally. Oh, I'm trying to sort the keys out that you have reset.
Death will not take
Asshole. Right. Settings. Change input keys. Right. Controller. Right trigger. Right. Evade. B. Right. Okay. Dungeon ability. Where is it? It's overlay map. Where's overlay map gone? Open map. Toggle overlay map. Yeah, so we got rid of that before and it's come back. Okay, that should have got rid of that. The way I think it's basically a single player MMO with no end because of major content updates. Yeah, I mean the seasonal updates make a big difference, right? PoE 1, you only need to do 50% of the game to have fun. There's so many end game things that most people need thousands of hours. Okay. Well, like I say, we'll definitely find that out. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out with PoE 2 as well, right? Right, where are we on this one? So passive points. And we're going... Done the Warlock. So I need that one to 5. So I need this one to go to 5, which is the poison chance. After that, we're going into the leash mastery. And we're going into int and mana regen, which makes sense. Next, Mortis is on board as well. You do miss out on a lot of content there. Like 90% of PoE 1 is crafting, is in far endgame. It has too much gatekeeping against casual player. Can still be fun, but you can only do that campaign so many leagues before it's just not fun anymore. Yeah, I guess that comes down to how much you are okay with grinding, right? Some people can just have the ability to be able to grind and grind and grind, right? Some people struggle more with that. Okay, so we're going for our final point into attack speed. And then we're going into this one, which is Mistress of Decay. Health drain, minus 10% per point. Increased damage over time, plus 10% per point. Yes, please. And then this one, which is our Wandering Spirits. We've got 2 points on that, which is great. Where are we? So I want to put 2 points into reveal rate. Okay, and then final one here, which is Spirit Plague, which I'm really loving Spirit Plague. I've got 1 point, 2 points. I'm going to put that into this one, which is increased duration, which is also something I love. So PoE 1 is definitely very hard to get into as a new player. You've definitely not been able to do it without help. Yeah, we'll see how PoE 2 is. At the moment, I certainly... it's difficult to say, right? Because it's still so early access. It's difficult to know how the end game's going to look. Because clearly, you know, a lot of people are unhappy with the end game. Even GGG said they're unhappy with the end game. So there's clearly still a lot of way to go. And I think the other thing that we have to consider is how long PoE 1's been out and how many of the mechanics have been added through seasonal content, you know, and that's going to have a huge impact, isn't it? So, God, I love this build. This build's so fun. If I could just get a little bit more of that, if I could just get a little bit more leech going and keep our form up longer, that would be amazing. Who's doing that? Siege Captain. I can't even see Siege Captain. What's his face? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, it's him. I thought he was an ordinary skeleton dude. Turns out he's not. Who'd have thought? Turns out he's not an ordinary skeleton dude. Okay, and they're gone. Cool, right. This one. So we're going to empower it. Ursine Gloves of Judgment. Okay. We've got lots of other gloves here, so hopefully we'll pick up something nice.
It eludes.
Sickening blade.
Oh, stay away from that poison. So you'd think as what I am at the moment, I should have really good poison resist, right? PoE, the main thing is the game only feels a lot more random. Like half the time when you die, you don't know exactly what kills you. Yeah, that sucks. I hate that. I hate not knowing what killed me. PoE 2's undercut right now. 0.2 adding content. We haven't seen anything to fix the base mechanics which are causing issues. Causing issues in which bit though? Causing issues in the end game, or causing issues in the builds, or like just lots of everything? because I mean, so far, like I played just through the campaign. I haven't done any end game, right? But when I played through the campaign, I enjoyed it, right? I played through every class to the end of Act 1. I got my favourites. There was some class I didn't really jive with, like the monk, and I played the ranger quite a way through as a Deadeye through the campaign, and I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it was nice, but the only thing I hear a lot about is the end game. But of course, I haven't really done any of that, so. The trials are bad. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the honor system. That's, I would say, the thing I don't like in the trial. Because making it kind of almost like a no-hit run. I mean, yes, you can take hits, but it feels very... And I know they tried to combat it with, like, how far away you are from the mob and everything else, but no-hit runs when you've got, like, melee classes and stuff doesn't feel good. I don't think. I just don't think that's. I think that feels a bit like more of a feel bad mechanic when they do that. You hate Uber Lab, the trap sucker athlete, and you're the least patient person. Yeah, I mean, like I say, from the trials I've done so far, I'm definitely not a fan of the honor system. How do I get through here? Oh, I just have to defend myself, okay.
Death will not take me.
Still, oh, I can get through the gate now. No, I can. I can or I can't. No, not yet.
It eludes me.
It's eluding me again. Eluding me, right. This isn't much of an ambush right now, not gonna lie. Quest completed. Nice. There we go. Ooh, bosh. Thank you. Cool. Pretty much all over. Endgame more so, but then they give you all these possible build options. But the actual viable builds is small. But when you say viable builds, and I don't know if you heard the beginning of our conversation with Martial Master Wu, which is viable builds in what way? Like, viable builds to just physically complete the content, or viable builds to run the maps in meta speeds? Because that was the thing we were just talking about, is how vital are meta builds, like for example in PoE 2. Because if it's doing the maps faster, then for me as someone who's not speed running, that doesn't really matter. But if it means I can't do a boss, well, then it becomes a big deal, right? If you've got builds that physically can't kill bosses, that's a problem. For me, it's the you know, what does the meta mean? Sometimes for me, meta means like that if you want to be competitive, but if you just want to get to the end of the game and get, you know, maybe not the best possible loot in the game, but like you can get to a 90% level of good loot in the game without having a meta build, then that's fine. It'll be unable to kill endgame bosses. Yeah, so for me, that's a problem. All right, you've got to be at a point where you can kill an endgame boss. Like if I could just get to the end of the game, kill all the bosses, and get, like, say 90% of the best level loot, and the only reason I can't get the 100% is because I need to run maps so quickly and to run so many of them just to get the best roll, that's a different thing. But I want to be able to kill the bosses and get to, like, kill the last boss in the game, right? Cool. Right, how are we doing actually in terms of loot? Do you know what? This might be a good time to go back and empty our bag. You've made many builds of non-meta characters that can do everything, but the only thing is a lot of ascendancy skills are overshadowed by how easily more OP. Do you not think, though, that's because it's so early in the game, like that they just haven't got to a point where, you know, they need that feedback from all the people. Because I mean, there's so many combinations, such a massive skill tree, right? There's so many combinations. There's no way without players playing they're going to find those like ridiculously OP builds. So as long as they address them, then that's fine. And I kind of feel like the game's so early that that's, you know, it's a given that that's going to be the case. Right, I've got that set gear. What's that? No. No. Ooh, that's set piece. That's unique. That's experimental. Void resistance. No. No. Health regen, throwing damage, poison damage. No. Armor, physical resistance, endurance. No. 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 And then those are idols. What is that? Ooh. Immortal... A Soul Eater's adorned immortal idol of life. 46 ward per second during Profane Veil, which I'm not using. Okay, then we've got stun, necrotic damage, physical resist. Okay, cool. Right, let's go empty our bag into our stash. Sorry, I'm just focusing on inventory management. Last bear squad. I seem to get a lot of bear stuff. A lot of Beastmaster stuff. Melee physical. 42 armor. Yeah, okay. Uniques. Unique gloves. Immune to slow. Okay. And then experimental. And then idols. Fact. Where's this? Is there a sword? Oh, there we go. There we go. Cool. Excellent. Alright, let's get going. Sorry about that. Right, I can focus again. Keep in mind, you also lose XP on deaths after level 75. Means if you aren't able to push through maps with higher end build. Yeah, so I'm not a massive fan of the losing XP either. For a new player, it's going to be hard to make a build that isn't meta. Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's always going to be the case, right? Because of experience, new players are always going to struggle more. So, but the losing experience is not a good thing. Further into endgame you get, the more funneled into these limited builds. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, you know, and I agree with everything you're saying. I just hope that they, I hope they address it. And I think they will, because, well, certainly if the community's loud enough, I think they'll address it. But at least I hope they will.